Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Bloomfield Organ Series, Wednesdays in Wiedemann, our first recital in 2021, direct from Wiedemann Hall on the campus of Wichita State University. Welcome to those who are here in our live audience and to those watching through the live stream provided by the School of Music under the expert hands of our very own David Meal and our team from Media Resources, who records every recital for our organ YouTube channel via the WSU TV. You won't want to miss that. That's now at over almost 60 concerts on the organ channel. Today's program gives us the opportunity to hear two giants of the North German Baroque repertoire, Georg Boehm and Johann Sebastian Bach. As you can see from their dates, Boehm is only 20 years older than Bach, but they both grew up in a region called Thuringia. There is no firm evidence that Boehm had any input in training the young Bach, but it's clear that Bach knew of Boehm's works, as evidenced by his son, Carl Philipp Emanuel, who wrote that his father loved and studied the works of the Lüneburg organist Boehm. Thus, Boehm's eloquent and elegant writing using the church's organ, chorales, hymns, surely inspired Bach in his own works. In the late part of the 17th century, there was a trend that developed in using the organ chorale in new forms, such as the popular chorale partita. And this used a chorale melody, or the hymn tune, which became the basis of a set of variations, which is what you're going to hear tonight. A main objective of this, of course, was to transmit the words, the meaning of the words of the chorale through the music. Today's chorale melody is Ach wie flüchtig, ach wie nichtig, and it's both ways. Ach wie nichtig, ach wie flüchtig, flüchtig, nichtig. Ah, how fleeting, how vain, insubstantial, transient, passing. The tune and text were originally written in 1652 by a certain Michael Franck, not César Franck, but this is a really early Franck. And it was based on the biblical from Ecclesiastes, vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. As well as some vanity poems entitled The Splendor of the Earth Will End in Smoke and Ashes, and Vanity, Falsehood, and Transitoriness of the World. Now remember that the popular form of theme and variation has existed from the beginning of time to now. It's a wonderful form consisting of a simple melody, usually harmonized, presented first in its original form, unadorned, and then repeated several times with varied treatment, such as changing the rhythm, the harmony, by decorating the melody, by adding additional notes. In this chorale tune, there were 13 original verses. Ach wie flüchtig, ach wie nichtig. Then it states what is fleeting, what is vain. The first verse, for example, is, ah, how fleeting, ah, how insubstantial is man's life. As a mist soon arises and soon also vanishes again, so is our life. So the verses go on to comment on how fleeting and transient are man's days, man's joys, beauty, strength, luck, honor, knowledge, creation's treasures, rule, splendor, and mankind's affairs. The last stanza is particularly poignant. How vain and fleeting are mankind's affairs. All that we see must fall and vanish. But the person who places his faith in God stands firm forever. Now, please listen to the chorale partita on Ach wie nichtig, ach wie flüchtig by Georg Boehm. 1720 turned out to be a significant year for Bach. While he was based in Cöthen, serving at the ducal court, he was away on one of his trips when his beloved first wife, Maria Barbara, died on July 7th, leaving 4 young children. In this fantasy, composed in 1720, one can easily hear all the heart-wrenching grief Bach poured into the writing of this piece. It's organized into alternating sections beginning with a quasi-improvised recitatif, showing a surge of dramatic waves, poignant sobs, and wailing howlings of great suffering. Then, these recitative sections are followed by rigorously composed polyphonic sections, showing how these two elements are completely contradictory in form and in feeling. Tension and release, retards, deceptive cadences, chromatic movements, inharmony and faraway modulations. This piece is not without remembering the chorale tune of Ach, wie nichtig, ach, wie flüchtig, oh, how vain, how fugitive, where the transient nature of human life on this earth is evoked. Ah, how fleeting, how fragile are man's joys, as there is change in hours and times, light and darkness, peace and strife, so are our times of happiness. The fugue in G minor is the perfect response to this dramatic fantasy. It's the triumph of the energy of light over the temptation of despair. Bach, at the end of 1720, went to Hamburg to audition for an extremely important position at the Church of St. Jacob's, Jakobikirche. Part of Hamburg's musical royalty was the old Dutch-born Adam Reinken, who listened to Bach's audition, which was a 2-hour-long or more recital, during which he performed this fantasy and fugue. Reinken then remarked afterwards that he had thought that the art of improvisation had died, but he now felt that he saw it was alive and well in Bach. As much as the fantasy is a grief-stricken tribute to his dead wife, the fugue subject is a tribute to the Dutch-born Reinken. This popular, very lively, joyous Dutch tune entitled Ik ben gegroeid, I have been saluted, gives way to a delightful fugue subject with 2 counter subjects in a classic exposition, development, and recapitulation fugal form. This triumph of voluminous energy over despair is amply portrayed throughout the extraordinary virtuosic that Bach demands of the performer with the brisk dance-like footwork used in this fugue. Fantasy and Fugue in G minor, BWV 542 by Johann Sebastian Bach.